Frugal living got me out of debt and set me up for success. But would I have gotten there if I was a little bit kinder, a little bit more compassionate to myself? Would I have gotten to the same place even if it took a little bit more time? The answer is yes. And that's why today I'm going to share with you my 10 frugal living mistakes that I made so that you can avoid them, but you can still be successful and have balance. Hi, I'm Bren. I'm so happy you're here. I share weekly videos on simple and minimalist living, decluttering and organizing, creating a cozy home, and ways to live your best life. If you love these topics as much as I do, please subscribe to my channel. Always trying to get the deal. Oh my goodness, I would run myself ragged trying to find the best deal on any given item, whether it was groceries or something that we realized that we needed in our home, something that I needed for my kids, whether it was for school or clothes or whatever. And even on my day-to-day life with my groceries, I would look through all the sale ads, I would look on the websites, I would spend hours and hours going through all of the coupon possibilities, right? And you know what? One bad thing about that is it introduces you to things that you weren't going to buy to begin with. If you're spending all of this time doing that, A, it's a lot of time away from what you really would love to do. B, you're probably going to be putting yourself in a position of spending money that you wouldn't already. And C, you just don't need to spend your time that way. Life is just too short. If you have to spend a little bit of extra money on an item, but you save yourself like hours of time, just go ahead and do that, because that will provide you with more balance in your life. And your frugal living will still be okay. It might take you a little bit longer to get to your goal of paying off your debt, or maybe saving for a home, or whatever it is that you've identified that you want to accomplish with your frugal living. But keep in mind that you don't want to spend all of your time trying to find the best deal. Frugal living was actually one of the reasons I had clutter in my home. I know it doesn't seem to make sense because you're frugal, so maybe you're not spending money on things, but that is the exact opposite. What if I need it just in case? I wouldn't want to have to go spend money on that, or somebody would give me something for free. And I thought, well, it's free, it's not costing anything. That's pretty frugal, right? So those are the kinds of things that allowed me to accrue clutter in my home. And until I identified that I was having a scarcity mindset, one that told me, you don't want to be without this. What if you need this? What if you don't have money for this? I didn't want to live that way anymore. I realized, thank goodness, that I was absolutely out of balance in this area. So if you are a person that tries to live frugally, take a look at that. Are you keeping things in your home that you don't need, use, or love, but you're keeping them because you have that scarcity mindset? And if you are, ask yourself this one question: is this item adding value to my home? Is it adding value to my life or a member of my family? Is it adding any value at all? And if the answer is no, you can feel free to let those items go. Now, I bet this one here is going to be something that a lot of you can relate to, and that is deprivation can cause you to go crazy shopping when you finally do go shopping. In fact, I just did a video outlining shopping habits that could help you with this. I was all in. I mean, I was all in, and I didn't buy anything. I didn't do anything. I just would basically sit in my house and try to have fun at home. Maybe we got a tax refund, or I was just in a low point, so I would go shopping. I would not have any restraint in this area. And so I would shop, declutter, and repeat. Shop, declutter, and repeat. And that would put me into this mindset of frugal living all over again. I guess you could put that with the declutter category, actually. So it was shop, declutter, frugal living, and repeat. And now I'm going to be really, really good. I'm going to live very frugally. So I want to caution you, and make sure you watch that other video of mine on this. If you live too frugally, you're going to have those periods of time where you go a little crazy. Because when we live out of balance in one extreme, it will cause us to swing over into that other extreme. Which leads me to my next point. Frugal living should also allow us to have some fun money, that is, a fun savings account where you can do whatever you want, where you can buy whatever you want. After I did create this fun money little account, it was a game changer. And I would encourage you that even if you're living frugally, even if you have debt to pay off, even if you have a goal to accomplish, like buying a house, those are some big goals. Make sure that no matter what it is, no matter if it's $5 or $100 each month, that you put something into a fun account, because that's going to allow you, again, to have the balance you need to continue on your journey to accomplish your goals. One thing that definitely took a back seat when I was trying to live more frugally and get ahead was travel. And if you watched any of my videos, you're going to know that I absolutely love travel. It is a passion of mine. I did make sure that we took one really nice trip each year, but if I had to go back in time, I would add more weekend trips, more day trips, more of those little things that make your life more happy. Now, travel might not be your thing, just like it's mine. You might have other things that are important to you. Maybe you're a crafter and you're absolutely unhappy because you're not doing all of the things that you loved because that cost money. I would challenge you to tweak this a little bit. Even if it takes you longer to get to your goal, it is better for you in the long run in your everyday existence to be happy. Little things bring spice to your life. If you have those little things like going to get a coffee, I know coffee just got such a bad rap, but that is something I personally enjoy. So I would say toning these activities down but not eliminating them is the key to success and balance when you're living frugally. Make sure that you don't get rid of all those little daily things that you love to do, because I love to go out with my kids. I love to go get a special drink with them. That's our thing. And if it took me an extra year to pay off my debt because I'm doing that, that would be okay with me now. It wasn't back then. It was a mistake I absolutely made that I wish that I could go back in time and not do. So if you're trying to live frugally and you identify an area that you're kind of sad, it's something that you do on a weekly basis or a day-to-day basis, but you've given it up, maybe tweak it back instead. As I'm going through these tips, I think how important each and every one of them are. And this next one is top of the line. I became a complete control freak. If you catch yourself directing and trying to maneuver and tell people exactly how they should be behaving, that is not something that you want to live with, and I'm sure it's not what they want to live with. So make sure that you just take a step back, reevaluate, and maybe tone that down just a tad. I am not a stingy person. I love to give things to people. I love to help people out. It's something that brings me joy. It got so bad for me that I was even having bad feelings toward people if they would have a birthday party or a holiday party where I was expected to bring a gift. And that just wasn't how I wanted to live my life. Frugal living is great if you're trying to pay off debt or accomplish a certain goal. Don't get me wrong, it really will help you out in that area. But this is one of the areas that you might want to take a second look at. Because if you're having negative feelings towards people that you love, they're innocent. They don't have any bad, ill feelings towards you, but yet you're having these bad feelings and these negative feelings toward them because you're feeling stingy. Just take a second look at that. And the next time you have a birthday party or a Christmas event or something like that, give out of love, give out of caring. It doesn't have to be very expensive. You can even put a coupon book together, something like that. I'm not talking about the amount of money that you're supposed to spend on those kind of activities. I'm talking about the feelings that are inside of you that you might want to identify and declutter those. Let me know in the comments if this is you. But frugal living became my identity. Everything revolved around frugal living. Every decision, every interaction, it was on my mind constantly. And that is not a good way to live either. And it's not, I want you to know too, like regarding minimalism or simple living, it can get to that too, or decluttering or organizing. It's always good to have balance in your life. If you are constantly talking about this, that means that you are probably a little bit wrapped up. Your identity is a little bit wrapped up in this particular topic. So make sure that you take a look at yourself in that regard and maybe tweak it a little bit. Now, this is another one of those negative feelings that occurred to me when I was trying to live more frugally. And that is, I was afraid. I was afraid constantly because I was surrounding myself with all of these articles and news shows and all of this that made me think, okay, I'm in a good place here. I'm living frugally because something bad can happen if I don't. And I grew up in Detroit. I didn't have a lot of money, but I'll tell you one thing. I never felt like I was without. I never felt afraid of anything. My mom never put that in me for sure. And so this is a new set of thoughts. And I think sometimes we can buy into that, especially when we're living a little bit differently than other people. And frugal living is definitely living different than the bulk of people, right? And that's okay. It's okay. It's a season in your life that you're doing this, or maybe it's just your passion. But keep this in mind. If you're having that negative feelings of being afraid, make sure that you get more balance in this area, because you should be living a life of joy, of positive feelings, not negative feelings. The negative feelings will bring you down, and it's going to really start to affect your life in a lot of different ways. If you've been living a little too frugally and you're out of balance, I hope that these mistakes that I made will help you to avoid the same experiences. And on that note, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I hope that you will consider doing it. These are absolutely topics I enjoy talking about. They're all interrelated. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what frugal living mistakes that you've made and the lessons that you've learned from them. Don't forget to set your notifications, because I post a new video every Thursday and sometimes Monday bonus videos as well.